hankstrange.com, damn
Look at
it.
that. Walter, you're so
Now.
awesome. You're not like Babyface. Babyface always plugs babyfacepea.com, which I don't even know if it exists. But yes, go to hankstrange.com. That's the best way to support us. Get up on the email list. We are giving away a bunch of stuff, as many things as we could possibly give away, but you have to be subscribed. That's it. All you have to do is be subscribed to the email list, and then you'll get an email from Lola one of these days that you won some stuff. So go there. Also, you can check out Lola's Deals on there as a menu, or there's lolasdeals.com, of course. Also, you can go to Ballistic Ink and get cool shirts. Like, check this out. This is the Hank Strange logo with the blaster. Check out the laser blaster right there. It's a laser. Okay, you can get these kinds of things from Ballistic Ink, as well as the new Gun Nerds shirt. I don't know if you guys have seen that new Gun Nerds shirt. As let me see, I have a picture here on my phone that I could throw up really quick here for the folks to see. We got a couple of pictures here. Let me see. Okay, boom. Check this out. New Gun Nerds. You guys take a look at that. Tell me where this is from. I'm not going to give you guys any details. Who knows? What's the gun? Where is it
What
from?
is it Parks and Rec, the one guy or something? Who was the other guy?
Oh, that would make for a good one, though.
Yeah, no,
Hank?
that's okay. Maybe the next one. Maybe the next one.
Mm.
I'll show the folks this. You could go check it out. That's on Ballistic Ink. So
I do know enough about Parks and Rec to know that I don't care for it.
you know.
but-
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, okay. Chris Pratt was on Parks and Recs. Okay, so I think that's it. I think we're feeding through to everyone here. If you guys are ready, we'll jump into this. Let me remind everyone though: smash the thumbs ups, ring the bell. Of course, leave your comments here. We'll be taking questions, all that kind of stuff. Big shout out to Harry's Holsters for sponsoring the podcast tonight. Of course, Harry's Holsters, makers of fine Kydex. You could go there. You can use the code HankStrange. That gets you 10% off. Harry's Holsters. What else? What more can you ask for? I think Lola said we could still do Hank 20 if you go to Sportsman's Guide. If you spend $100, you get $20 off of your order from Sportsman's Guide, excluding ammo. So that's it. Let's get into the show. We've got a new guest here. We've got Ken Ross from Century Arms joining us for the entire duration of the show. Ken, we do this thing called jazz hands here, man. That's how we get it started. Let's see those jazz hands. There we go. We're starting. I hope you got your big girl panties on. This is episode 547 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm your host, Hank Strange. Like I said, our special guest is Ken Ross of Century Arms. Ken, what's your official position over at the Century Arms?
I am the creative director at Century Arms. I've been there just under a year. Started around, June of last year, and
Okay.
I'm enjoying it so far.
Awesome. Congratulations. I know Century Arms, I think, is in Vermont and Florida, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I am in Florida.
Okay.
I chose the good location.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all good up until a hurricane.
Yeah. Well, yeah. True. Good point.
Yeah, so that means everyone here is in Florida then.
That's right.
We're all Florida. Yeah, Walter, you're in Florida. You're in the safety harbors. Right. So, and then Babyface, he's in Gainesville. So, welcome everyone to the show. Ken, this is your first time. We'll try not to go easy on you.
Ken's in
I appreciate that.
Ken's in Delray Beach, by the way.
Oh,
right?
Delray
Yes, I am.
Beach. Delray
That is
Beach.
correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know, Delray Beach. I think there's a Costco in Delray Beach, right?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
How do I know that? I used to live in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
And Lola actually ran the Costco pharmacy in West Palm Beach. So the one that was right off I-95. So every now and then she went down to Boca, or she was in Delray or something like that. She worked at Costco for a while, so I kind of miss Costco's. And Walter always tortures me when he comes in with his Costco pizza and Costco this.
Costco hot dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are pretty good too.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're kind of hood up here, man. In Gainesville, we're not allowed to have a Costco, so yeah, we're not good enough. We're not worthy. I guess.
Costco's a liberal company, anyways.
Oh,
But they're not
okay,
they're
here
not
we go.
liberal enough for the Gainesville.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. Gainesville protests any big box that comes here for whatever reason. So there we go. All right, so let's jump into this. You said so. You've been working with Century Arms for you said a year and a half.
No, just under a year.
Just under a year. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how did you, what's your background here? How did you get into the firearms industry? Have you been in it for a while?
Yeah, I've been in the firearms industry for a while. I started out, my past is in automotive. I started out as a creative director for an automotive magazine. I truly believe that car guys and gun guys are the same thing. We just, gun guys can afford more cars than car guys can afford cars. So, yeah, we are tinkerers. We like mechanical stuff, and we like to play with tools. So, we are the same person. So it was an easy transition over into the gun world. I got into firearms through training. I did probably the same path a number of instructors take, which is you get your CPL or your CCW, and you go, okay, that's really kind of scary how easy that was. And then you go, okay, well, I'm going to become an instructor so I can understand a little better. You become an instructor and you go, okay, I don't think I know enough to teach anybody. So you start taking classes and expanding your knowledge base. And I was fortunate enough to take classes. I've been around for a while, so I've taken a lot of classes from a lot of prominent instructors, and decided that I kind of enjoy the people who are in this industry. So I want to get into the game a little bit more. So I started working for Athlon Outdoors, and I was their creative director for a couple of years. And from there, I moved on from there to Century. So
okay, very cool.
Been doing it for doing guns for, I would say, somewhere around 12 years, something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. That seems like a good resume. I know everyone around here likes the car thing. Most of us except Babyface. Babyface not really a car guy. I'm not going to let him claim he's a car guy, officially.
That's all right. There have to be people who aren't, so we can look better. So.
Yeah. He's a Mustang guy. That's what he is.
So. We can. Okay, that I will give him. He's a Mustang guy. But the way to tell is like Babyface is dyed-in-the-wool gun guy. He will always buy guns before cars.
Absolutely.
So, me on the other hand, it's a tough decision for me. I just believe go broke. That's it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't need to pay all the bills.
I mean, what money are we going to retire with? We're going to die young anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. He's a little bit too responsible.
Well, you won't retire with any of it if it's all in the stock market or the other thing, and there's a downturn like we just had.
Yeah.
If you have if you have physical things, and I can't show this because we can't do it.
Yeah, that's just an empty box, Walter.
If you have physical things, then you don't lose that when some stockbroker gets scared.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Unless he uses it on himself, but
then it's maybe better.
Then there's a sale. On the way. Special prices. Yeah, I think I think the cool part of the car thing. Walter and I, we go to SEMA show. What magazine did you work for? Can you say?
I worked for Auto Week magazine I worked for Auto Week. I used to work for Auto News. That's how I started, which is the business side of which is the business side of the industry. And then I went to the consumer side of it through Auto Week and worked with some amazing writers and some amazing people for a number of years until it was time for me to find something else to do. So.
Oh, okay. What does creative director mean?
You know what? I wonder that all the time as I'm doing things that I don't think I'm supposed to. No, I have an art degree. I went to school for design, and I'm a designer. I paint. The painting behind me is mine.
Really?
I grew up in a family. My father was an artist, or is an artist, I should say. I don't want to. Not a was. He is still here with us. He's an artist. He is phenomenal. And every day I start to paint something, I go, yeah, this guy kicks ass, and I really suck. So,
amazing.
Yeah. So I've been a designer for. I went to school for design in Michigan at Ferris State University. Graduated with a commercial art degree, and worked for the University of Michigan for a while as their creative director.
I got to tell you something, man. Unfortunately, you are way too qualified to be on this podcast.
Hey.
I don't know how to put this to you.
No, man.
Because
I
we might bring you down. We might bring you down. There's a warning.
Nope. Man. I love the gutter, man. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, good. Can we? Walter's shaking his head. Can we actually?
Some of us are creative in other ways.
Yeah. We're some of us are hood creative. We're hood creative. Can we see that artwork behind you? Because I thought that was beautiful. So this is your work?
Yes.
Oh, really cool. Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. That's cool. Okay, so do you sell your work, or is it okay?
I do. I do sell it. Since I've moved down here, it's been, like I said, it's been months since I've been here, and I'm super disorganized, and I've got stuff in boxes and stuff pushed in corners and things hanging around the house. But so I haven't really put too much time into canvases lately in a while. But it is in me, and it is God's gift to me. So I try to do as much as possible.
Awesome, amazing, man, awesome. So we can actually get some Ken Ross official artwork.
That is my future, man. That's my retirement. So.
Oh, nice. Okay. And you guys can feel free to ask any questions here. I'm going to remind everyone to smash your thumbs ups. Everyone in here right now, smash your thumbs ups. We're going to get to Century Arms. We'll get to guns and stuff like that. Is there any consideration of the gun world getting into the art? Have you already put any of the guns in your art?
You know what? That is in my sketchbook, and I plan on combining the two a little bit more. My brother's been pushing me to do that. He's a big fan of my work, and he always calls me and tells me, "Dude, you need to do this and you need to do that." And that's one of the things he called me and said, "I'm looking at what's out there, and you could really kill in this industry." And I was like, "Don't say that." Industry because
did you have anything to do with this?
Walter's showing off now.
Yes, that is my design. Yes,
it is.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome.
What?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, nice.
The Mandalorian shirt.
Oh, yes. Oh, so you did the Mandalorian shirt?
Yeah, I sure did. And the giant patch that is the pew pew.
The Canic patch.
Yes, I did that as well. I do. Yeah, I'm a designer, man. Stuff that floats through my head is really scary. I get a chance to put it down on paper sometimes. So.
Oh, awesome work! Also, I didn't know that. I
appreciate that.
Yeah, I should have gotten you to sign it. I know I got one of the Mandalorian things. It wasn't. I don't think it was my size. So I'm a big brother. I'm double X. You know what I'm saying? In some places triple X, but we don't have to, we don't have to get too deep into that. But Walter got one of the, and then I think mine went to Chris. So man, I should have had that signed.
You know what? I'll send you one. No problem.
I should have had that signed. That's pretty cool. That's great. Walter, did you have a question or something?
No,
Looked like you wanted to.
Well, I was just going to say, Josh got the shirts and stuff for me, the swag. So.
Oh, Josh.
So when you walk up to the booth and you look at the video playing on the booth, that I put that together. When you look at the graphics around the booth, the photos, the way they're displayed, the any logo treatments, things like that. All of that's part of what I do. Along with the team of our marketing department, we collaborate on how things look and feel. Going into the booth, trying to upgrade, we try to upgrade things. We've got a new marketing department, and we're really trying to upgrade the whole look and feel of Century and bring it, make it a little bit more modern.
Oh, that's cool. You know what? I'm kind of, because I know Century. I don't know whether or not you can get into this, but I'll just drop this here. Century Arms has kind of been going through like a little sea change. Different people coming into Century Arms, and I think from what I'm hearing here, going in a nice direction. That's yeah.
Well, since I'm part of that, I'm going to say you're absolutely right. We've got a new marketing director. We've got a couple of new sales representatives out there. We've got myself, and Century is working really hard to continue to grow. They've always wanted to grow, but it's not always easy to pull a company along. So that's what we're working towards.
Is there like a specific how do I put it? Is there a specific plan with the direction that everything's going right now, or just like, hey, let's get a new injection of blood in here and start letting the ideas flow and see where that goes?
We've got a number of new products coming on. We, part of, for those who don't know, part of Century is Canic USA. We acquired US Palm, that is part of ours. We've got Red Army Standard as well. So we've got a number of different brands that we're bringing along, and we're really proud of all of them. I know Century sometimes gets a bad rap for some of the products that are out there or have been out there. We're working on, I think our biggest problem was our communication. Actually having the conversations that need to be had, whether they be easy or difficult. Well, we're that's part of what Adam and I, Adam Renola, who is the marketing director, that we're working to help improve. So we're being a little bit more transparent. You'll see us on social, actually having conversations now, responding. Our social is opened up. So we're really working hard at having those conversations, because we think we do have great product, and like I said, I came from the auto industry, and when you look at the number of recalls that an automobile gets, I don't care how good the automobile is, you look at the number of recalls, it's staggering. But then you take a firearm out there and you have one YouTube guy jump out there and say, oh, I had a problem with it. And, and it becomes this national catastrophe. But I'm sure he's got a stack of mail on his desk saying his Chevy or his Toyota or his Ford needs repair 4 or 5 times. But that's, you put your entire family in there. But you don't pay any attention to that. So, we all have our issues with new manufacturing and that kind of thing, and our hiccups. Even the best of us, the manufacturers out there have had them. It's just how you deal with it on the other side. And I think we're getting better at dealing with it on the other side.
Yeah, it's sometimes, no matter how good you deal with it, you can't make people happy. I've found on my end, no matter how hard you try, there's still something wrong. And then other people are not.
Every person's different. Everyone's different.
Yeah. Every person. Same with cars too, like you mentioned. One person has one bad experience with a Chevrolet, and forever they hate Chevy. And
that depends on how it goes. I mean, so it depends on how Chevy treats you, right? Because if Chevy treats you right, that might be the thing that makes you go, "Oh, I'm Chevy for life now," because they were cool with you.
There are instances where even though you're treated right, people still have a hard on for you, and no matter, because they spent 20 shekels on on this thing, and then it didn't work right, and forever you're damned. So but that's just life. There's no difference between that and a pocket knife or anything else.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, we will definitely get into that when we take some of the people's questions out here. I'm glad to see Century's going in a diversity direction by hiring a Sasquatch. Speaking about Adam, it's like Sasquatches need jobs too.
What?
I don't know if he's watching this. We'll probably.
Adam had a nice haircut going today. Adam is one of the best dressed Sasquatches out there.
How did he get a haircut? Wait, hold on a second.
I can't disclose that information.
Okay. I was about to say, yeah. Okay, congratulations to him. Now, Adam's cool. Yeah, we'll try to get him on here one of these days so he can defend himself. He is a Sasquatch for anyone who knows. Definitely. This is one of those. This is one of the bigger dudes in the industry. Let me get this up real quick. The Range gave us $5 here. He says. At Ken Ross, I need some Canic swag. I own 12 Canic pistols and shoot them exclusively. Help a brother out with some stickers, patches, please. Yeah, 12. Okay, first of all, the Range. We need to see some pictures, evidence. Don't try to no. What can you do for the Range?
12. Holy cow.
That's a lot of Canics.
Well, see, I learned a while back on podcasts that a number of people are going to call in and say, "Can I get free swag?" And the more I promise, the more I have to deliver. So I'm not going to promise you anything, okay? But if you look me up at Century directly, all right, and you show me some love on social, something good could come your way. I'm not going to promise it because I can't follow through every 3,000 people. All 3,000.
Here's my advice to the Range. Throw up a picture of all those Canics and tag us. Tag Hank Strange, tag Walter from Safety Harbor Firearms, tag Babyface P, and tag Century Arms. throw that up, and then let us know in here if you throw it up while we're doing the show. We'll go over there. We'll give love to your post wherever it is. Let us know if it's Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Maybe we'll help you out in that direction.
Yeah.
Is that fair? That's a fair thing, I think. Yes, and then there will be a bunch of people. Chris Bullis says, I need a RMR base plate for my TP9 Elite SC. So it's gonna be a few.
Call up and order one. How about that?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give this out right now. Support at Century Arms.
Yeah.
Okay. Support at centuryarms.com.
There's gonna be a lot of those, but that's cool. That's cool. Let us know if you guys post, if you throw anything up there and post it. So I'm trying to figure out where to start because there's so many different directions that we could go in here. Patrick, Walter, do you guys have a place you want to start with Century Arms? Something you want to... Well, first of all, let's see who here owns anything from Century Arms. Put up your hand if you own a Century Arms thing. Okay, all right. So, Babyface...
More than one.
Yeah. What do you have, Babyface?
Not Century branded, but they. I like buying from their secondhand section.
Oh, that counts. That counts. We need to talk about that.
Yeah. So the UFixums site is like my favorite place to go and buy from. Like 100%. I think I have 2 or 3 things from there. Browning Auto 5. I bought your guys Browning Auto 5 that was sitting on there for a while. That is my favorite site, hands down.
That's right up his alley.
Just to let everybody in the audience know what that is, Century is one of the largest importers of firearms into the country, and I'm not talking about new firearms, but surplus firearms. So, we are an AK company or an AK style company. We also have every other firearm out there that is in the surplus market. We were. BG Guns just came up and visited with us and is posting videos where he pulls out a Walther or a Steyr or a Browning and is talking about it. We've got ammunition that is there. We've got military surplus, old garments or pouches. Whatever you're looking for. I mean, literally, I went in there the first month I was with Century, and it is a gun guy's Disneyland. Mm-hmm. You walk through the aisles and you pull down a box and you go, this is a cool box. Just the wood box itself with the writing across the side, and you open it up and there are practice grenades in there, all stacked in there neatly with blue practice grenades. And you sit there and go, oh, this is so cool. And you look right next to it and there's a box full of bayonets that are covered in cosmoline, and you touch them anyway because it's so cool. So it is a gun guy's Disneyland. There's some really smart guys who know a lot about everything. While we were there, we got a shipment of guns in, and from Smith & Wesson to HK to just everything you could possibly think of. Some Kel-Tec, some of everything you could possibly think of in that shipment. So,
really, there's Kel-Tecs in there? Huh?
Oh yeah, there was a couple of Kel-Tecs in there. There were some older, some original ARs, like Vietnam era ARs. Mm-hmm. So, just almost everything. Yeah, the kind of stuff you pay thousands for on Barnauls, you look at it and got, we've got the originals.
Oh, cool. My Auto 5, I wish I could. Is anybody in support able to tell me sort of where it came from? Is that a thing you guys do?
If you can reach out to me and I will put you in contact with somebody who might be able to help you.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay. But sometimes it's hard to, I've seen our guys talking about a gun going, I don't even know. I've seen this once or twice ever.
It's such a weird, it was a Japanese Browning Auto 5 that was missing a couple parts, and I got it for like $250 and fixed it. And I love it. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. But it's like, where did that come from? Who was importing Auto 5?
They buy, and I don't know. I just know about how things get bought, but they'll buy like
just a crates of stuff, right?
Well, they'll buy from, say, like in South America. They'll buy from a security company. Mm-hmm. All these you'll see a lot of handguns and this stuff. Some of these are pretty beat, war and everything. These revolvers and all this stuff. come from places like that, or they get it, in just lots, big lots.
It's just crazy.
So
yeah.
Then they sort through all that, and then you get what you get.
Our guys are all over the world. They tell some interesting stories about crates coming in with snakes strapped to them. Crates coming in and getting calls from the people that they purchased it from, saying, "Yeah, we think we got out all of the bats before we shipped it over. You might run across something, or a scorpion or something like that." So these things are coming from all over the place, all around the world. We've got a very broad reach, and we've got some really smart guys who are able to spot the value in these things and bring them to customers here in the U.S.
So my question with that would be, I don't know if anyone else has one. Do you guys, I know there's obviously forums for Century Arms. Do you guys have like a forum that you officially support out there? Do you have your own forums? And or like, let's say Babyface is asking this question here, and he's one of those dudes who will sniff out a deal.
Oh, absolutely.
And figure out how to put stuff together. Do you ever work with people like that just to help build that community around that specific side of what you do?
I would say that we don't have one. We've got a very tight staff. It's a lot. You look at Century Arms and all of the brands we have, and you go, "Oh yeah, there's got to be thousands of people working there." No, not even close to that. So
I think everyone is in the booth pretty much when I go there. That works with Century.
Yes, exactly. So it would be great to do that, and that would be we could put that down as something in the future we'd like to see happen. But right now we don't. There are a number of forums out there that do a great job. That are truly fans of Century and our products. Canic Nation is one of them. Canic Nation has been a great partner with us, and they've done a great job of helping push the gospel of Canic.
Okay.
And
what about Canic Fanatic? That's different, right?
They also do a fantastic job. They're in Michigan, northern Michigan, I believe is where they're, and they do a fantastic job. Canic has a great following, and. We are trying to build that as well as our other brands along with it.
Shout out to the Canic Fanatic brothers. If I don't shout them out, I'm going to hear about it. Go ahead, Walter.
The Canic the gun itself kind of took care of itself. It really doesn't. It's good to start with.
Yeah.
So when you start out with something that works well, all you have to do is just provide them. That's my opinion.
And we're going to keep doing that. I appreciate that. Yes, we are going to keep doing that. You're absolutely right. Canics are. It's one of the reasons that I started working with Century. That was one of the draws to the company. It is a very underrated, it's not known very much in the industry. Getting the opportunity to help push that even more. Is a marketing dream, especially in the firearms industry that is like 25 years behind every other industry as far as marketing and communications. So.
Yeah, the thing that happened, and it's happened to a lot of companies with the surplus market, is Century, as far as I know, I heard this from other people, Century found themselves like, not the surplus guns have dried up completely, but with all the wars going on and stuff like that, a lot of stuff is not ending up in the surplus market. So it's tighter. So you have to do something else when there's no surplus guns to sell. So,
you got to diversify your business anyway, right?
Right. I mean, they've done AKs and they've done all these other stuff. But when Canic started, that's like a whole nother thing because, it's not surplus, it's brand new. It's and it works. They work well and they got a good reputation and. People love them. So
What's the deal with Canic? Because when I go to SHOT Show, I see Century Arms, and you guys have a big Canic display and everything. But then I see the Canic, people also have a booth. Or is that still going on, or that's not?
If they are, it depends on if you are at an international show. Canic will, Canic is a international. So they have Canic, Turkey, Canic Europe, there's different, it's out there. So if you go to an international show, you'll see them set up as a different entity because we don't sell overseas, obviously. there's Canic Canada, which is part of us. But we are also, when you're in the United States, it is Canic USA, and we are the sole importer of Canic USA.
Okay, so it's exclusive. So if you guys don't know, if Ken looks a little familiar, actually at 2020 SHOT Show, which was the last SHOT Show ever in history.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. At 2020, one of the videos we did was with Ken. If you guys haven't seen, you should go check it out. It's a very awesome example of how Lola is super controlling over everything in my life. Go look at that video. You'll see what I'm talking about.
And mine too.
Yes, you'll see. Exactly. You will see prime Lola in that video. And by the way, when you looked at that, Ken, if you were wondering why I left everything in there, because I just wanted the people to see how Lola can get down.
You know what? It was fine. Everybody commented. I got all kinds of emails saying, man, she owned you. And I said, you know what? I'm a black man. I'm used to it.
No, you rolled with it. Oh. No, you rolled with that pretty well, man. You're pretty. But also Lola was making a point there. I think there were things that, and I'm always telling Lola, like, hey, if you see something that I don't see, jump in there or whatever. So I put it. If you want to know what we're talking about, you have to go look at the video. Lola just completely took over the video and was like, nope, this is how it's going. And Babyface and Pat and Walter, they see this sometimes when we're making videos. One of these days, I'm going to put outtakes from the videos out there so people can see.
When you two are squawking each other, that could be a video right there. Like
when it goes down. So, but that was a good video.
Good job. Yeah, she did a great job. Yeah, she did exactly what I would have been doing had I been standing over there helping direct the video, which is that no, we need to do this, and this. Also. Yeah.
It's tough. So she's complaining in the chat right now, by the way. But it's tough. Look, if you're at these shows, and people may not realize, it's so crazy at the shows. There's so many people. There's so many different things going on. Like I know Lola's running the camera. I'm looking at one thing that you're trying to show me, but Lola might see something else. So, it's all good. That's why I'm always happy that Lola comes along to the show. Because to be honest with you, if I go there by myself, I'm probably not going to do any kind of video at all. So that's how that goes down. So Canic's awesome. I know Walter was throwing up a picture of the Canic. We can't actually show guns here. This YouTube rules. This is how it goes down.
Reminders.
Walter, what guns do you have from Century Arms?
Well,
Babyface talked about.
I was showing you before. Circles. We can show this. Here's the manual from the
TP9 SF Elite.
Got one of them. I have one of the milled AKs, the C3s, I believe.
C3 is that a 39? Some people are actually sending me pictures of their stuff too, by the way.
Yeah, C39, first generation.
Let me see. I'll throw this up here. This is from Edward Andrews. He sent me a picture of his Canic stuff. There you go.
Plus, I've probably got, if I go back through all my guns with the surplus guns, I've probably got, see, Century imports it and they distribute it to other people. So I might not have bought it directly from Century, but it came through Century into the country. So there's probably 10 or 11 other surplus guns in my safes and stuff that came through Century Arms.
That's from Century, yeah.
I've bought blank receivers from them. I've got some Yugo pistols I bought that came out of Serbia, brand new stuff. I got two of the Yugo pistols. I don't know if Century still sells them. The Serbian, the Zastavas. I think
we do not sell Zastavas anymore, mostly because I can't say it. So,
okay.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing. They're doing their own thing now. So, but I got a couple came from Century there. Those Zastavas I have. So I've got a bunch of stuff. I've been buying. I mean, I got my FFL first time right after Bill Clinton got elected.
Okay.
So that tells you that's
Bill Clinton was 92.
Yeah.
Was he 92?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that's when I got mine. That's when it was fun to do gun shows still because there was SKSs and
those
AKs.
Those are the good days.
Yeah. Lots of ammo, cheap.
Yeah, that's like in the movies when you see movies about the gun world.
Yeah.
AKs for $250.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But So yeah, I've been, lots and lots of surplus guns and lots of surplus ammo and
Yeah.
everything in between. So
Yeah, I think probably a lot of gun guys out there would have some kind of Sentry thing. Some, some might be happy to talk about it. Some might, might be a little bit of shame there in some cases. Let's see. You know what? I bet you guys I have the coolest Sentry gun though. That's because really
God, here goes
I asked the
one,
questions as a
two,
setup for my own awesomeness.
three.
Bullpup AKs.
Here we go. I'm gonna play this video right here. This is an old video. This is from 2013.
Oh, that's ancient.
2013, way back on the Hank Strange channel. Look at that young, handsome guy, sexy dude right there with his AK-74 545 bullpup rifle. That's right. That's one of my I collect bullpups, Ken. So,
okay. All right.
He's that type of guy.
Well, you do have the coolest one from the looks of it. Yeah, I have not seen that one. So
yeah,
we've got a lot of stuff in our gun room, and I have not seen that.
Yeah. Actually, I always tell people that before you, there are people that worked at Sentry that wanted to buy this from me so they could destroy it, and I was like, dude, that will never happen. This gun actually is perfect. I know other guys, for example, Peter Palmer has one of these, but he said he had to do work on. Mine was perfect. It was perfection. It was born from manna and delivered to the earth specifically for me to work awesomely for me. And there's never been any kind of issues.
Man, I got to get my shovel out. I got to get my shovel out. It's getting deep.
Yeah.
You're in Florida. I guess I'm going to have to come shoot this thing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We'll set up something. You can come shoot. We'll do some things, But absolutely, I'll let you shoot it. And I'm able to get 545. This is just a quick plug. Barnauls sent me some 545. There you go. I don't know if I know you guys. I know you've got Red Army. Do you guys have 545 readily available?
Yes. Well, I don't know if anything's readily available right now.
Oh, okay.
We everything is flying off of the shelves, but we generally have almost every caliber available in. Red Army standard. We just started our white box line of ammunition.
Oh, really?
And that's our range ammunition. It's really a little bit less expensive ammunition that you take out and you don't mind shooting as much.
That's called blasting ammo.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what you shoot exactly what
it is. Yeah.
Machine gun.
Yeah. So we've got every caliber in that. We've got 9mm. We've got 7.62 by 39. We've got
Do you have 545? Is 545 available?
Yeah, we sure do. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's available. I need to check. I can't commit to you right now.
Okay.
It was available a week ago.
Oh yeah, anything that was available a week ago is probably not.
Right.
I don't know what the ammo situation is out there. I know I was talking to the Fort Scott Munitions guys today, and they told me they're making ammo. They've hired a few people. They've bought machines and stuff like that. But they're saying they're telling people a month to 2 months out before things get delivered. And they're trying to make that a little long because they don't want to disappoint people and tell people, hey, you'll get this in 2 weeks, and then they never get it. But yeah, there is a gap going on, but they're working hard to fulfill that. How's that working with you guys in terms of ammo sales?
Well, we're a distributor. As far as that goes, we kick it out to distributors. I should say we're considered a manufacturer and importer, and mostly an importer of it. And we kick it over to distributors, and they sell it from there. And it went very quickly. We went from we started getting calls right around when everybody started getting a little nervous, and it went out the door very quickly. Things that just like everybody, I'm sure at your gun store, you had things sitting on the shelf that you couldn't move for weeks, and months, and all of a sudden, everything was going off the shelves without much conversation. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm hearing that across the industry. So.
Okay, so you guys don't sell anything directly?
we sell direct. We will send it to, if somebody goes on our site and orders something from they go to a dealer and they can pick it up from there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how's the firearm side of that going?
It's the same thing. We were quite literally sold out. A couple of weeks ago, we're building back up again. Yeah, but it was down to the we were starting to pull things off the shelves. So
wow.
Okay. So are you guys hiring with everything going on? Obviously, firearms industry's been declared essential. So I don't know what kind of COVID-19 precautions you guys are taking or how the workforce is going.
Right now, we are on a work from home in Florida. Our offices are non-essentials, work from home. Basically that means anyone who doesn't have to be there doing a job where they need to be at their desk. So, I'm working from home as well. We've got Vermont is doing the same thing. But we are manufacturing still. We're just taking precautions. Our workers are our first priority. So, our employees are our first priority, making sure that everybody gets home to their family healthy. Our owners are very good about taking care of us. They can't walk by. I was in the office today for a couple hours, and one of them walked by and set a big box of masks on my desk. And they take care of us very well. I've gotten everything that I have here at the house to take care of myself: my hand sanitizer, my Purell wipes, my mask, have all come from them. Because they walk by and just set it on your desk and say, take care of yourself, be healthy. So
cool.
We are manufacturing, but we are being very cautious. And it's everything else though that shipping is an issue. Any overseas shipping is an issue. Getting things from overseas is difficult. So that throws a little bit of a wrench in things. Getting things out to customers. I talked to one of the UPS delivery guys the other day, and he said, this is worse than Christmas. He's never seen it like this before. And, for a prolonged period of time, he's like, this Christmas, you deal with it for, you can say this is going to be a 2-week run. Well, he said, this has been a month run for them, every delivery guy. And it's only increased because if you guys are anything like me, you're sitting at home, I'm bored, I'm going to buy something.
Yeah.
Plus they're delivering stuff that a lot of times they not so much before, like paper towels and toilet paper and food and stuff like that. I mean, you can't find it at the grocery store, so you get on Amazon and go, look, there's some paper towels. I'll take a case.
Boom.
Get that. Yeah.
Next thing you know, crates showing up at the house.
I did it. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. And the paper towel showed up. Toilet paper.
I didn't get TP, but I did get paper towels.
Okay, paper towels.
But they were like commercial style. That'd be in a dispenser normally. So they're not your bounties or stuff like that they're used to. But hey, paper towels nevertheless. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, it folds, it wipes. In an emergency,
I don't think. I mean, you were mentioning about hiring. I think you're talking about. You got to be careful with that because soon as they say no more stay home, things are going to get back to normal pretty quick. I feel, and things are in the gun business. I'm going to make a prediction. Are going to go pretty flat. So
you're not the only one saying. Everyone's scared of that right now.
Everybody's bought out. This is just like a run back when they're talking about banning something or after Newtown shooting. After it's all done and it settles out, man, it gets awfully quiet. The phone stops. The phone stops ringing, and it's like, what happened? Well, everybody's got their credit cards. Their credit cards are all charged up. That's
Apocalypse has been called off.
Now, the one bright part is that Trump money. Because we have noticed people are buying things with their. All of a sudden now the phone is ringing more because people are ordering stuff that they got $1,500 or whatever.
Oh really?
So
Okay.
So it's like, let's buy good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that is true. I think there are people that are getting their Trump money in and they're buying stuff. I don't know if you look at the stats like that. Is there like a spike in the last few days because of the Trump money coming through?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. But yeah, the whole thing is interesting. This is a little different from the usual shooting event, because I think some of that spike is people who hadn't purchased before. There are a lot of people out there who are making a first-time gun purchase that had never bought a gun before. So, there's a lot more of that there. Whether or not they continue to buy, whether or not it changes the political climate, who knows? But I also think that this whole COVID thing made a sure win for a president into a maybe win for a president, which definitely, peaks gun sales. When you start going, okay, is Joe Biden going to get in? So does this carry all the way through till to January now? Does that fear buying carry through all the way through January?
I don't know, man. Once the virus is gone and he starts talking again, forget it. He's done.
That's an interesting.
He doesn't know what day it is, much less. It's like.
Well, that's an interesting point that Ken's coming from. So you're saying, because I would have thought like a president who goes through a crisis. I think typically what we've seen, a president that's in office during a crisis automatically gets the next thing. I think that's what happened with W, right? He was there for 9/11. He automatically got it. But you're feeling like because maybe it's possible that because of the crisis he won't get in. Somehow people will blame it on him or the reaction to it.
When you look at W in that crisis, that's a different crisis. That's you stand on a mountaintop and you say a red, white, and blue speech, and you've got the S on your chest, and we'll follow you into the bowels of hell. Because we're all, that's a different crisis. You look at that, and we could identify an enemy. And we knew what they looked like, and we knew who we had to go get, and that was a different time in America because it stopped being about a black man and a white man and an Indian man or whatever, and it started being USA across your chest against the world. So this is a different type of crisis. This is how are you helping me? He was on a run. The economy was cooking, and when you start looking at the money, people vote with their money. How are you going to mess up this economy? We're going, this guy is keeping the economy cooking. And now it's in the tank hard. And this is a 2-year recovery. And this is just my opinion. I think this is a 2-year recovery. And there are people who are going to blame him. There are people who are going to think that somebody else can fix it. Somebody else can fix it better. There are people who are going to hold him responsible for something that he's completely not responsible for. But I could see how you look at where he was going. It was an easy win, especially against Joe Biden. I didn't see a good opponent for him.
Yeah. Go ahead, Patrick. I think Patrick wants to jump in.
No, I don't feel like the economy has tanked as hard as I expected it to.
No.
And that's, to me, because of Trump, but that's just my opinion.
No, I think I would agree with that. It seems like the stock market is just waiting for the go-ahead to jump in.
Watch what happens.
Get everything on sale.
Hey, I got money in it. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I know. I was only talking about the gun industry.
Right.
Because this is like, I consider the new gun owners like people who buy a generator at a hurricane. Now listen to me. They get the generator because they're scared to shitless. They don't know how to run it. And as soon as it's over with and it's sitting there and they're going, well, what am I going to do with this gun now? There's going to be a lot of used guns for sale, probably, maybe. But I think the economy is going to take off like a freaking rocket after this because people have been sitting around like you at home going, da-dum, da-dum, dum-dum.
Well, because the world is not falling apart.
I'm going to eat. I'm going to go have some fun. I'm going to go do this, and it's going to go like I'm telling Hank, man, buy your gasoline now because it's going to go up 40 cents a gallon the day this is over with.
I agree with you there, but I also, and this is just my opinion. We're just guys talking.
Yeah, absolutely. We understand. We love a good conversation.
This isn't a hurricane. This isn't a war. This is something that I am 56 years old. I have never seen. My father has never seen anything.
Wait, hold on a second. You don't bury the lead there. You're 56.
I'm 56. Yes.
I'm 58, and I've never seen it either.
Yeah, you don't look. You don't look 56, but
well, I appreciate that, and I'll take that. Yeah. I mean, 46. That's what I. No, this is something we've never ever seen in our country, and what does that do to the people that come behind us? What does that do to our kids? Do they say, "Wow, I wish I'd saved more money," because I ended up being unemployed and didn't have any money there, and my parents had to send me money? Do they say, well, yeah. Am I afraid that this virus isn't gone? Am I gonna, and what about?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying about the uncertainty, because I think that, so it kind of goes back to what Walter, and trust me, right now it could go either way. But if I had to make a prediction, I would say it would go well for Trump, right?
Oh yeah, it's gonna go good.
But I could see why it looks like, hey, this could be 50-50 based on what happens. I think for us, from our perspective as gun guys, people who prepare for these kind of emergencies and spend a lot of time thinking about it, we're looking at it like, oh, please, this is not, this is not panic mode. But other people out there that don't know any better could potentially be in panic mode. But when I look at it, even there, like, we really don't have things right now at a month of America being locked down. We don't have pitchforks and torches and people rioting in the streets or anything like that at this moment. And even now, like, they're talking about coming out of it. And if we come out of this and everything kicks up, it's over. Because Biden doesn't have.
He got nothing.
Yeah, he's not. He's got some kind of issue. So
you can't blame this on Trump. I don't care how you look at it. It's not his fault. That's like all.
But the media is pushing that hard, though.
Well, that's people what know what the media is about now. The media they've blown their cover 2 years ago
because they went in maybe a little bit too hard. Go ahead.
I'll tell you about that. If you look at just our side of the business, that's what you see. Yeah, but on my family Facebook, I see every other post. What. This idiot, this idiot, that, this is that, this is why we're here. So it's easy to see a clear win from one side, but I see it from a lot of different sides. And
I understand what you're saying. I mean, I think that's where the media is winning with people. So, for example, if we look at how there's like a narrative that like people of color are more susceptible, and then everyone falls into that, and then somehow blames it on who's in the White House, which has nothing to do with it.
It has nothing to do with that.
First of all, we're human beings, and we're all susceptible. Okay? The problem is maybe a lot of people of color have bad habits, more medical problems that if you get this thing, it complicates it. You have a higher chance of dying. But a lot of people in America are not dying. But there is this psychosis, though, building in people's heads. Maybe not me and you, Walter, or Patrick, or Ken, but there is a psychosis building in some people's heads, like, oh, this is Trump. He brought this on us, which it's totally insane. But what's the definition of insanity, right? You don't know that what you're saying is crazy.
There's a rebellion brewing. You notice on the West Coast. The governors are all pretty much ready to say, "Open again." Now it's I've already got it figured out. Probably they're not going to open and start having football games and all that stuff again, because that's just a little bit too, in my opinion, a little bit too risky at this point. But as far as businesses go and restaurants and stuff like that, boom, there's no reason in Florida. Really, there's no reason why they couldn't be open. So in a lot of places, there's no reason. We've had similar stuff like this. We had the SARS, the first round of the SARS thing. I think I saw a figure, 12,000 people died from that.
From SARS? Okay.
Yeah.
What if we had in America, like 20-something thousand people die?
I don't know, but we didn't shut the country down for that. Now, this stuff is real contagious. Yes, I understand that.
But we all probably have it. This is one of the things they're saying now. Probably.
I want to get tested before we say all probably.
Yeah. But just be careful getting tested, Walter. You give them your blood, man. Who knows? They might clone you.
They don't.
Who knows?
Remember, we already did the DNA thing, my friend. So it's
Yeah.
already done. Don't worry about it. And I used to have a top secret clearance, so there's no hiding nothing. They know what I am.
Right. They know all about you. Yeah. Please don't clone Walter. We don't need more Walters.
That's before I started talking on the interweb and stuff. That was old school,
Yeah.
But, yeah. So there's already look what happened in Michigan. You see what happened in Michigan in the Capitol?
With
they surrounded
the governor?
They surrounded the Capitol. People are pissed off at that governor. So and I would bet you, I'd be willing to bet you that's not just people like us, but that's regular old folks, six pack Joe. That's just like I've had enough of this goofy woman, and you're gonna find that's gonna be going on more and more because people are just fed up. You know? I mean, it's like why are you sitting at home?
Yeah, I think so. To me, I think life is perspective, and the thing here is that I think our perspective is right, but it's coming from our point of view and how we look at things, and where I agree with Ken, and this is why I'm saying in the middle of it, there's a lot of people in America that have this psychosis that everything that happened in their life after when was it? Trump came in 2016.
After Obama left.
Yeah. So, like, everything that went wrong in their life has something to do with Trump, which it doesn't matter who's president to me. The things that are happening to me don't have to do with that person. But for some reason, and we've always seen this, right? I remember being a kid in the 80s, people blame stuff on Reagan or whatever. But this is a weird one that there's some people out there, man, that... Their psychosis is pushing them to, like, no matter what, this is all on the person who's president. So it would be interesting to see what happens. Ultimately, what's going to count is who goes out to vote, if voting is even a thing.
Look, all you got to do is, once again, look at the numbers, the real numbers. People will go see Trump when he goes out versus like a Biden or whoever. You never know who it is now. It's changing every day with the Democrats. Yeah. And then they don't have any numbers.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, if they scare the crap out of people, right? If they scare the crap out of people and then people don't see the reason for that fear being in their head, then they lose those people.
But as soon as you can say you can go back out and buy your lottery tickets and beer and go have a drink, they're gonna forget all about that shit.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ken.
No, I think that it kind of doesn't matter for me from putting back on my century hat. As long as that perceived battle is there through January, then gun sales continue to go well. So we don't see that flatline. As long as there's that perceived battle that's going on there, and as long as there's even the inkling, that it could happen, that our gun sales will continue to do well. That's my opinion.
Yeah, you're probably. I mean, I'm not buying any. Well, I'm not buying ammo until the prices come down a little bit. But I got some of that nice white box stuff you were talking about before.
Good.
All that crazy stuff went on before this all started for like $135 1,000 shipped. And I should have bought 100 cases, and I could have. I could have bought myself an airplane, but
I could have been stacking right now.
Because we're a manufacturer, so we don't have a retail location, but the phone was ringing all the time. You got any 9mm? You got any this? You got
if anyone could get into a time machine and go back to a couple of weeks ago and just use all your credit to buy all the guns from distributors.
We've kind of been talking about maybe just having ammo when we do a lot of transfers, so people come in, they do a transfer, then they can pick up a couple boxes of ammo, on their way. But we just haven't acted on it. So
here's the dangerous thing, and anyone can chime in on this, Patrick, Walter, Ken. So the dangerous thing in the gun industry of what we're talking about here is like what we went through just a couple of years ago when everyone thought that Hillary was going to become president and people were going to buy all the guns. So now you make ARs. Every companies that never made an AR, there were companies that were making Q-tips before, then they started making ARs, and then that didn't actually happen. So that's the danger that everyone's facing here. I don't know if Century has like a strategy on this, but how do you guys deal with making sure that you don't, like start renting new spaces, getting machines, taking out loans, hiring people and all that, and build up, and then there's no one to buy the stuff you build up?
Well, there's why we're having this issue again. You go, there's no Hillary on the horizon right now. What we're looking at is basically a shutdown of the entire country. So we if we hire somebody, where are we getting them from? Are they coming in to work for us, and then they have the people who aren't there because they got sick. So if something happened, then how are we hiring 13 people to come in and to work for us? We might bring in some temporaries to do something from time to time, but it wouldn't make sense for us to run out and hire people and manufacturing over our capacity. We're just trying to keep up right now. So we're not going to manufacture over our, we're not going to manufacture more than we can, where everybody's just trying to keep up with what's going on. And, the firearms industry has gotten really good at this now. And, we did make those mistakes. And I think not only Century, but other manufacturers are looking at that and going, let's be careful. Let's take a step back. This is what we're going to produce. We're going to keep our monthly numbers where they were. We're going to continue to sell what we sell. And, hopefully, we'll be able to look at it 6 months from now and go, wow, we're still behind, and we need to bring on new people, and we need to boost production. That's a great problem to have.
Yeah, we'll see at SHOT Show if it's in Vegas. Who knows? It might be virtual. This might be SHOT Show. SHOT Show might go down like this.
Well, don't you think this really came from SHOT Show? It wasn't bats. It was SHOT Show.
I had the crap after the SHOT Show, and it wasn't the normal flu either, by the way. So
lots of people got sick, but always people get sick at SHOT Show. The weird thing about this SHOT Show, I never saw so many people sick at SHOT Show. Like Lola and I were going to booths on Thursday. Right, so usually things start to thin out like Friday, whatever. We were going
3 days of drinking.
Yeah, but we were going to booths like on Thursday, and the whole booth was shut down. No one that worked for that company was there, or like half the people were gone. I remember we went to a booth and we were like, "Where's everyone?" They're like, "Oh, half the people that work here had to fly back home because people were getting sick wherever they were from," and it was crazy. So I've never seen that, although I always see at SHOT Show people get sick.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see people catch the flu and stuff like that, or get a cold, but I've never had that kind of sick from the SHOT Show. So,
so it did start there, and we know who brought it back with him, and you are patient zero.
That's
right.
Yeah, maybe.
And the funny thing is, my son also, he started with it the day before, so he started to feel the stuff on Thursday. I started Friday night. I started to feel it. And Saturday flying home, I felt like crap.
Yeah.
I felt like just wanted to get off the damn plane as fast as I could.
Yeah.
So.
And the funny thing is, Ken, Walter and I were in Vegas in what was it, November?
Yeah.
We were in Vegas November for SEMA show.
Beginning of November.
Yeah. So who knows? Because this thing could go. I think this thing has been in America for a long time.
Well, you were at SEMA, and we know half of those cars
Chinese.
are imports that come in. Yeah, exactly. and all of the products that are there, I'm telling you,
that ain't no joke.
Zero.
Yeah,
you are patient zero.
The parts, man, the parts. There's no part. What car company has parts that are not made in China?
Well, one good thing that's going to come from this, hopefully, is people realize we need to, pull our dick out of China. So,
it's true. No, it's absolutely true.
I mean, that's putting it.
Or
bluntly,
at least roll on like a couple of Jimmy hats, triple
you're
protection.
You're never gonna do it completely, because there's some things that there's some stuff that's really never been made here. It's always been made in Asia or Asian countries. Like motorcycle parts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're buying a Honda part, it's always been made over there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But the pharmaceuticals, oh my God. Come on, guys.
Well, the things that they're like, hey, we're not going to give them to you. We should never be in a situation like that where, this is America, for crying out loud.
That's So
let's make some stuff.
We need that kind of stuff, the strategic stuff, like that kind of things need to be made here. Yeah. And you can't tell me you can't do it here for a decent price, because the technology that the Chinese use is American technology. So
here's the problem, which we've already said. As soon as this goes away, everybody's
get their lottery tickets
right back to their nonsense.
And they ain't gonna care now.
Nobody's gonna care about an N95 mask or Purell or toilet paper, for that matter.
Which is going to be too bad, because there are parts of this that I think are kind of cool. like I said, I'm a little bit older, so I grew up in a 4-block area. You know your neighborhood backwards and forwards, the streets over to the left and to the right.
Right,
who lives there, who lives next door to you, who lives on the same block. Who got divorced and why. Who's an alcoholic, whatever.
Where did you grow up?
Flint.
Oh, of course,
Michigan?
yes. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense now.
But it's your neighborhood, and we've gotten away from that. We've gotten sucked into our phones, and we're a global place. And it's nice to be able to walk around my community now and say hello to people and get to know people and talk to your neighbors again.
Yeah.
And actually talk to your kids.
Yeah.
Maybe people will come to the realization a little bit that maybe living in a huge apartment building or a huge complex with thousands of other people close by is not really a good idea. I mean,
no, they're too lazy.
Somehow I don't think. Yeah, there's people who enjoy that.
A lot of people don't have any choice on that matter, but
yeah, I think people are gonna stay in that. People, as soon as human beings, one of the reasons why we've survived so long is because of the memory thing.
But we have a 24-hour news cycle that still exists. 24 hours hot. After that, next.
Yeah. They'll move on to other. They'll just whatever. What virus? What virus?
I got no COVID virus. What are you talking about?
People will move on. It's a funny kind of thing. Okay, Lola is trying to be the boss of me again. She says we need to talk about Century Arms stuff.
Yeah,
Lola.
So what?
Yeah, we can do what we want to do, Lola. Just go ahead, guys. Tell Lola that we could do what we want to do.
What?
Let's see.
No, I know. I've seen.
Oh, look at this. Nobody willing to do it. Babyface, I know I could depend on you. You can say it, Patrick.
What am I saying?
He's looking at gun stuff.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's trying to buy his next project.
He's looking at the fixer-uppers on Century's side.
Or playing a video game, or both. At this moment, he's playing a video game. So let's get back into Century. Maybe we'll let the folks ask questions. Walter, Patrick, I don't know if you guys have questions here. What's the... okay, so did you guys have... This just popped into my brain. We did SHOT Show. Did you guys have plans of new things that were coming out at NRA? NRA show got canceled.
Oh, yeah.
While we have you on here, can we get some exclusives?
Yeah, we did have some plans, but I can't give you exclusives because we actually moved things back because the wheels started turning and we put some things aside and said, okay, we need to get product out. So we've got some stuff going though.
You can tell me.
We had some stuff on the wall. We had some AKs on the wall that we're picking up a little heat. We've got the dong that the Visca dong, which is the AK with the dong up front on the grip. So
wait a second. Where is this? Is this on social media?
Yeah, actually, it might be on our. I don't think it's on our site yet, but it is the dong grip, that 4-end grip. We've got that out there. We introduced the
Century Arms is seriously doing a dong grip.
Yeah, yeah, on the Visca. Yeah.
And what color is it? Can we get different color dongs?
It is wood.
It's a wood. It's a wood dong. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay.
That's how. That's
to get a woody. Come on.
We had the white out there. We had the SC with the SMS optic on it, which was not for sale yet. It is for sale now. And we are. We were going to introduce a couple of new colors. We've got some exclusives out there from with Lipsies of some different colors that are out there. The whiteout was a runaway success for us. You can't get one now because it was a limited run. There might be a few at distributors now, but I've got people on social media every day pinging us talking about, hey, where can I find a whiteout? I don't know now. I don't know where to get you. I don't know where to point you to. They sold out really quickly. So we've got some new products that we're working on. We're innovating every day. That is one of the things that we're looking forward to. SHOT Show, be it virtual or real life, where we get to touch each other. We have some new products there.
Oh, okay. And let's see, maybe we can get Babyface in here because he's a fan of the cranks.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So
Please.
what's the deal?
I want 545 all the time. That's all I want. Just all the 545.
And that's one of the things that was on the wall at SHOT Show. We are working on we had a prototype there. It was kind of a Franken gun that was sitting there, but we are working on it. Our guys are hard on that, and that may or may not have been something that showed up at NRA. So.
Interesting. Yeah. If the folks out there have questions, that's what DCG 44 is saying. What's the new stuff coming from Century? Bricks wants to know what other AKs do we have besides the crank? What other AKs? Go ahead.
We've got the Visca. We've got the C39V2. We've got our Wasser line. We've got of course, the Draco, which is just
a big seller.
Amazing little pistol. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, every time a rap video drops.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Draco is in it. Yeah.
Let me pitch an idea to you. How about
go for it?
How about me and Walter become a rap duo and drop a video? Maybe Century Arms can help us out with this. We drop a rap video about the Draco. You might then never sell a Draco ever again.
Well, then I'm going to say no. But I do want you to make the video so that we can look at it.
I have one of those Dracos, actually. A Draco.
Oh, yeah. Now you're going to be...
Yeah.
You're going to say Draco
in the one of the safes behind me here.
Yeah.
But,
so that's a big seller for us. But our other products, which one of our products we're really excited about is US Palm. US Palm was around for a while. It went away. Well, Century purchased the brand, and the magazine is back, and the grips are back. We wanted to show that we could put out the product itself. So we came out with what was out there right away. The grip, and that is indestructible, and the magazine that is one of the higher quality polymer magazines that's out there. We wanted to duplicate what was there originally to show that we knew what we were doing with this product. So,
okay, so did you just say indestructible? Because
that grip is indestructible.
Okay, I like to try to destroy indestructible things.
That grip would take a furnace or a large machine burning rubber on it for a really long time for it to. Yeah, it is indestructible. It is well put together. It fits the hand extremely well. I played around with the old US Palm before I was with Century, but it's one of those things where you grab a guy's gun and he's like, check this out, and you shoot, and it's like, cool, whatever. But after being here and actually putting a number of these on guns and picking them up, it is one of the best AK grips that I've ever seen. So
cool.
It's not the blocky grip that you go, yeah, it looks like it was built in a con block country. No, it is a modern interpretation of what the AK grip should be.
Okay, I've got to get my hands on one of these and see if I can destruct it.
You're gonna have to do some serious destructing.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down. I'm down to.
All right.
Yeah, I'm always down to try to destroy things. So with US Palm, are you guys gonna redo the logo?
No, the logo is gonna. We are keeping the logo. It is exactly what it was. It is going to be that. That was an iconic brand already. We don't want to mess with that. That palm tree is going to be there. Our slogan is "Weather Any Storm." That is our ad slogan for right now. So we're going to hold on to that, and we're going to continue to push that brand. We'll say that we're not done. You've seen the beginning of what we're doing. You've seen it in the black, and you've seen it in the FDE, and I would tell you that we're not done with that yet.
Okay.
There's some new fire coming, and it's right around the corner.
Oh, okay. Any questions here, Walter? You all were on the US Palm subject?
No.
Okay. No questions from Walter or Patrick.
I want an AK-74 Mac. That's all I keep yelling, but there's no market for it at the moment, and I understand it hope eventually there will be.
Yes, we're working on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. US Palm is going to be you guys going to use US Palm to sell what kind of products? We're going to be getting magazines out of there. We're going to be getting furniture out of it. What's the vision on US Palm?
The vision for US Palm is to continue to let it be a upmarket product, to be the name that it is, to be the quality that it always had. In U.S. Palm products, and it could expand into furniture. It could expand into, and this is all just me talking. I'm not saying that this is happening, so don't write it down and start putting it on social media. Ken Ross said no, but it is going to grow. It is. We've got big plans for U.S. Palm, and it will be growing. It will be magazines. It will be grips. It will be other products along with it, and they will be quality products.
Okay, so what was the reasoning behind, like, let's say going in and buying the name U.S. Palm versus just making these things and putting it out under Century Arms? Was the brand name that important, that significant from U.S. Palm?
Yeah, U.S. Palm is an iconic brand. I mean, it really is. When you look at if you go out and you build a Century magazine, it's just a Century magazine. It falls into the 90,000 other magazines that are out there. But when you put the name U.S. Palm on it, and you come out with that brand, and you go, okay, people go, okay. First thing they say is, can Century do it? There goes U.S. Palm. But now we're starting to see where people are looking at it and going, wow, they did it. This is a quality piece of a kit, and it's going to continue to be that for us.
Okay, all right. And is there some technology in there, or did you guys just get the name? I'm just trying to. I know this was like a thing when it happened.
We duplicate it. We are working with the guy who came up with US Palm. He works with us. He works for us. Yeah, and he's one of our guys, and he came along with the whole thing, and we are US Palm. Yeah, and we are everything that was in the original US Palm is in this US Palm. In this magazine and in this grip.
Okay.
You put them next to each other, you can tell the difference because it's not old. That's the only reason you can tell the difference.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's see. DCG wanted to know if there were any new HK type rifles. He says he wish he would have scored one of the HK93 pistols back when, but at least he got the rifle.
I would check our surplus corner. I know that I saw several HKs come in our surplus while I was in Vermont, and I would tell you to visit our surplus corner often.
Yeah, let's see if I could throw this up. So go to the website. Go ahead.
That have come in on the surplus corner, so I get the emails whenever the email blast goes out. There have been so many temptations in that surplus corner in the last couple of months, and I'm just like, oh god, like the Mauser 92s, were they? The really old Turkish Mausers that came in?
Yes.
Oh, exactly. For like $160 or something like that? Very tempting. I almost picked myself up one.
Okay, what? How come you didn't get up on that?
It was before my Trump bucks came in.
Oh.
Wait, you got Trump bucks already?
I got Trump bucks already. Yeah.
And spent it already at this point.
I don't know. Hey, I was helping the economy, Hank. I was helping the economy.
Both of my children have got their Trump bucks too.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what's my chances of seeing Trump bucks, but I'm not. I'm not holding my breath on it.
Okay, give me a second. I'm just plugging in a headset.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a couple things here that I want to go maybe to some gun stories here. Well, you know what? If there's other questions that people have on Century Arms before we get out of this, let us know, and we will. We will definitely get into it with you guys. Let me see this. Let us know who got their Trump bucks out there, and what did you spend it on? What did you spend your Trump bucks on? That's
Trump bucks.
Yeah, that's always a good
one.
one.
I have. Speaking of this, Speaking of, they were asking about the 223 HK, the C93. I have a C93 too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hank is C93.
Yeah.
You got everything in that safe.
I've been around for a couple days.
Yeah. I got the retractable stock joint.
Whoever
Walter.
at HK thought that retractable stock was a good idea is just oh my
It's
god.
sexy. It's sexy. It's not functional.
It's cool looking, but on a 308, it is atrocious.
It is.
It's a meat tenderizer.
Yes, a cheek tenderizer.
It should more be like on a 22, maybe.
Yeah.
It works really good at MP5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. MP5, it's like 308.
You guys?
Could you imagine 308 full auto with one of those stocks? Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Lola wants me to ask where Century Arms manufactures. Lola, maybe in Vermont. Maybe in Vermont, Lola. How about that? But let's ask Ken. Let's ask Ken. Ken, where do they manufacture?
Yeah, our manufacturing and our shipping is out of Vermont. Our corporate office, our sales, and our customer service are all out of Florida.
There you go.
Do you guys insert? Do you guys import into Florida or into Vermont?
Vermont.
Mm-hmm. That's where the warehouses are at. And stuff.
Yeah.
That's the cool place to go. Like,
Vermont is amazing. Yeah.
Well, also Vermont is right next to Canada, and that sometimes has a way of working too.
The AK production up there, watching those guys build the AKs is really fun to watch. Also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. James Lawson says he got his Trump bucks today, paid some bills, and gonna buy some guns and ammo.
Exactly.
So there you go.
I bought myself a 1022 and some others. Hey Marley, I was like, hey Marley, you want to buy us some bikes? And she's like, you spent all your Trump bucks. You can't talk. I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah, so now you're trying to influence the
I don't know
wife
what
and what she does.
Listen,
or what she does with her Trump money.
We could buy bicycles and get healthy.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen with those bikes? Can I tell you what's going to happen with those bikes?
Sit in the garage.
Going to collect dust.
Bikes are good for the apocalypse. First of all, bikes don't spoil.
Oh man.
But you know what'll happen when it comes time to get the apocalypse out? You'll get it out and they have flat tires, motherfucker.
Exactly.
You'll be sitting there and you'll be going,
it's
damn, I
called
should
run flats. Run flats.
Exactly.
You can put run flats.
That's like you and a generator. Come on, man.
I have run flats on my bicycles for the apocalypse. I have bicycles. I do have a generator that I should have.
Get a generator instead.
He wants Walter and I to fix one.
You're in Florida without a generator.
Yeah. I should have a generator.
He wants me to fix one for him.
Well, that's for video purposes, Walter. That's not for me.
I know it is.
Strictly
you can leave that here.
Video.
I can hear it already. You can leave that here if you want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's got to be filmed at my place, so what's the?
Of course, yeah. So
there's no
question.
point.
Since it's sitting in front of me, and I just thought of it, has Century ever considered picking up some Hudson stuff? Maybe bringing it back to the market?
The Hudson H9?
Anybody pick up any Hudson stuff? Yeah.
Maybe reproducing an H9?
Yeah. Have you seen anyone get anywhere near any of that Hudson stuff?
No, nobody wants to touch it right now.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Imagine the baggage that comes along with it.
Oh, absolutely.
You're Hudson now? Here's my look.
Well, I set my gun to Hudson and I didn't get it back. You should give me one.
We could call it a Century H9.
There's a bunch of guys who sent in their guns to get them fixed and never got them back.
It's like 80 of them, I think.
Yeah. If you ever did buy Hudson, let's say, here's a good PR move.
Change the name.
Make those guys whole. Make those guys whole.
Change the name. We don't associate with the old company.
You can always call it the Hank H9 or something like that.
Oh, God.
No, I don't think anyone wants to get close to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Brick says
she's pretty, but her health record is not well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of other things. So what about so for example, the PSA guys are going to be doing an MP5 clone. You guys getting into some of that or?
I have nothing to say.
I like that.
So, PSA is doing a good job. They are growing. It's fun watching them. It's fun watching our industry grow. I like the products that they're coming out with, and I look at some of the stuff and go, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So but we are
some healthy competition is good for the space. It's good for the customers.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're continuing to innovate.
PR school?
Yeah. Oh, I think he did.
I did take some training in a former lifetime. I did have to do some camera work before, and they said, "This is how you walk around those questions." So.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Let me see what other. Let's switch over here. I don't know if anyone has. Walter, did you have another thing that you wanted to get into here?
I'm just listening to you guys.
Yeah. A couple of news things. I just want to switch everything up here. I don't know if you guys saw this. So obviously Florida decided to let out a bunch of prisoners.
Wait, right? I haven't heard about this. What?
There were other states that did. The Florida release people from prison, right? COVID-19, let's let people go. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but some of these people are not nice people, and they do bad things. So this is a headline. This is in the New York Post. Florida man freed from jail over coronavirus allegedly murdered someone the next day.
Please tell me it was.
You see my response when you posted it on Facebook?
Yeah, we're not gonna. We're not gonna necessarily get into it here, Walter. Just so that we don't get unplugged.
Was it gang related or something? Like, did he go take a hit out on somebody?
Okay, a Florida man released from jail last month to help limit coronavirus outbreaks in county lockups was arrested again Monday, accused of murdering a man the day after his release. A report said Joseph Edward Williams was facing drug charges when he and 163 other inmates considered low-level offenders were sprung from Hillsborough County Jail, March 19th. Hillsborough, whose neighborhood is that?
That's down where I'm from.
That's next across the street.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's Walter. I figured, yeah. So let's see. Authorities believe Williams was the triggerman who fatally shot a man the next day in Progress Village area, the report says. Williams was arrested on a warrant Monday in Gibsonton.
Gibtown.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, so this guy should definitely get... Does Florida have the electric chair?
Yes, they do still have it.
Yeah, he should definitely get that. That's crazy.
Progress Village is in East Tampa. That's a rough area.
Yeah,
it's a real rough area.
Can I make a comment about something?
Yeah, sure, Walter. As long as
you're gonna
think about it first. Think about it. Yeah.
Not about our upstanding innocent citizens.
No, he's not innocent. He's not innocent.
No, upstanding citizens.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm looking on Fox News now. How long does it take for people to realize that this thing didn't start in the wet market?
Are we still talking about that? What's
Fox News
saying?
Some rumors never die.
So sources believe coronavirus originated in a Wuhan lab as part of China's effort to compete with the U.S. It's like, duh.
Well, I saw in the press conference today, I saw a reporter asking Trump about that.
Duh. I mean, there's tons of evidence out there how it all happened. If you just read, even on the internet, there's even tons of evidence. Real evidence. But it takes like a month for the press to figure out that this didn't come from somebody eating bats at a.
So there was a reporter right before we got on air and Trump was doing the press conference. There was a reporter that asked him. I think it was a Fox News reporter. He said, "Okay, so there's these confirmations coming out now that in Wuhan there was a lab developing this virus, and then an intern at that lab got sick, passed it on to her boyfriend, who I think maybe the boyfriend worked at a wet market or something like that, and they were asking Trump about it, which he did not. He declined to comment on it.
Yeah, he's keep his tight lip. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have no clue of what's happening here. We've just shut down the whole planet.
We
don't really know.
As citizens don't, but I'm pretty sure our intelligence agencies know
they know where it came from. And a lot of times the stuff actually, like with the nuclear type stuff, when it there's if it came out of a lab, they might have been messing with the actual virus to make it more of this or more of that or do this or do that.
More virulent.
And it'll have tags in there that'll tell you
genetic coding.
Right, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's one of the theories. The head of one of the Wuhan lab research departments studies coronaviruses specifically in bat populations. That's all of this stuff that other than, hey, it came from the lab, basically everything else has been documented by the Chinese government, which is hilarious because they then went and tried to like scrub the records of like who's working at the lab, who was no longer
she
there.
is nowhere to be found.
Oh, and never will ever be found.
But the Chinese government did say that she is safe, she is not dead, and they know where she is.
Right. Just like all those K-pop bands that keep disappearing from.
Also, just remember something. The original SARS virus came from Wuhan too.
It did, and that's another corona.
That lab we talk about is one of the major biological. We're going to say it right here. Weapons labs that the Chinese run. So It's not a coincidence.
Yeah, I noticed Walter and Patrick are all over this one. They're all
they
are reading up on.
It's the same thing like Benghazi. I keep saying when Benghazi happened, all the evidence is there.
Oh, for sure.
It's just people don't want to accept it, or they don't want to, whatever, because it leads to places that.
Yeah, there's people still saying that Benghazi is fake news. Yeah, you can just ask John Tigan about that.
Yeah, ask those guys that were there. Yeah.
He'll have something to say.
Ask that dead.
The ambassador.
Yeah.
Just quickly here, James Lawson gave us $10 here. He says, Hank, I love the show every night. Walter, Babyface P, etc. Thank you. Awesome. We appreciate that. Let me ask you guys this question along the lines. Let's see. I want to see what everyone has to say here, because we've got a nice mixed up panel today. Let's say we confirm all this stuff about China, and China had, something to do with this, etc. Will you guys be out there demanding reparations? What do you think about reparations from China?
You got to use that word, don't you? Reparations.
Yes. I just want to know. I'm just curious. Huh?
Ain't gonna happen. It ain't.
You're not gonna get. You don't think you would get Chinese reparations?
You know how you get your reparations from the Chicoms?
Uh-huh.
You pull your manufacturing out of there. That's how you
pretty
get
much
your
it. That's the only way we.
They understand. They understand one thing, and it's called money.
That's it. That's absolutely it.
That's it. That's all they care about is taking your money and undermining your economy. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think about this, Ken?
I think that you're right. I think that this all gets brushed, even if it's true, it gets brushed under the rug because you got to go to war over something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And who's willing to go to war with China?
Yeah.
No. You'll fight the war. They're fighting a war with us right now.
Right.
Economically.
Economic war.
But
so and through that economic dominance, they're building their military.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking control of Pacific. The Pacific origin, the region, that whole water, the Navy is huge, and a lot of that happened before Mr. Trump got elected.
Did you see the island that they built out in the Pacific and then said, "Oh, this is Chinese territory," and they're like, "You can't just dredge up an island and call it Chinese territory."
And now stay away.
Don't
get near it. Don't get near it. Yeah, it's like.
So what do you think that? So do you think we? In an economic war, and I'll start with Ken on this one, with China, who do you think wins?
Nobody.
Yeah, that's exactly. I don't think anybody wins on that one. I don't. Yeah, even when we start talking about sanctions and pushing back, we're too. There's too much bodily fluid that's been swapped. It is done. Everybody's got the same thing right now, and we're in this bed together, and they can push back and forth as much as they want to, but both sides know that they need the other one. We are their selling market. They need us to sell their products. We need them for manufacturing.
There's lots of.
Go ahead, Walt. Go ahead.
I was going to say, manufacturing-wise, the Chinese will soon be like Japan is, where they'll be too expensive.
That could be, but
there's lots of other up-and-coming poor countries we can. It's the truth.
No, it is.
And my son brought it up. Why did Trump go to India? He didn't go to India to discuss and go see the Taj Mahal. He went to discuss trade and manufacturing and stuff like that. India has yet to be fully exploited. and that's the truth about it.
Wish we could bring some manufacturing home.
India, you've got Africa. India is going to be way ahead of Africa on
you
that,
got
just
all
in terms
of
of
South
organization.
America, all of South America and Central America. So the Chinese can't feed themselves. They don't have enough food. They don't have enough oil to run their economy. They got to have that, and they got to have food. Yeah. They're very dependent on others for that. If we stop buying their stuff or cut it back, they suffer.
But here's the thing. China's been buying up countries, man. So you were just talking about South America. China's been taking over quietly, in the shadows, like the Illuminati taking over countries in Africa and South America. Am I wrong on this? Am I making
they come in and they come in, okay, we build you road. We build you a highway. But you got to take a 5G.
You need to have
if you take
Huawei's 5G.
If you take their 5G, they're spying on you 24/7.
If you get into bed, you're done. I mean, it's like my brother does IT stuff, and he had so many clients that like they're going to China. He before they go, he wipes their computer, puts all this antivirus stuff on there. They come back bombed. Their computer's done.
When you go to China on business, you never, ever take your primary devices, ever. Yeah. Because the second you hit Chinese shores, they are going to be spying on your stuff and putting whatever they can on it to get whatever data they can.
So then it's probably too late for at least the next 100 years. Go ahead. They've got technology that they stole from us for at least the next 100 years.
They didn't. A lot of it they didn't steal. A lot of it was given to them. Bill Clinton gave them the guidance technology for missiles. Mm-hmm. That's one of the reasons how they have a space program. Mm-hmm. And it goes on and on and on. Mm-hmm. But they have basically millions of people working, just doing IT, snooping, millions, literally millions. I mean, it's like...
Absolutely.
Yeah, so how easy would it be? And then let's not forget this. People in America are not about to start paying... like if you're mad about your iPhone costing like $1,000, are you ready for your iPhone to be $5,000?
I don't buy that shit, and the reason I don't buy that shit because all that technology that builds that stuff in China, it came from here.
Yeah, you're saying you don't buy that as you hold up your iPhone.
Yeah, but
he's saying he doesn't buy into the idea of $5,000.
You can't do it here. That is it's a crazy concept. And besides, do you use all the stuff on your phone?
Oh, I use everything.
No. Yeah. You don't use everything.
Oh, I use my phone to the hilt.
Pretty much.
I know. I used to. I don't a whole lot anymore.
Walter, come on. Sometimes I make videos on the channel from my phone. I take notes. I'm calling business stuff.
Okay.
I need my phone more than anything.
I
know that sounds horrible. Listen,
not everybody does.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying
there's a large percentage of people that do.
The phone thing is too dangerous. That's
my kids use it as their primary entertainment source. I mean, they seriously watch HBO, whatever, Showtime, Netflix. Everything is done on their phone.
Yeah, Walter, you're old school. So I'm not saying like
I can't stand watching anything that's. I mean, I watch YouTube stuff every once in a while in here.
Yeah, but I agree with what Ken said though. Like my kids have big TVs. I go in their room, they're looking at their phone.
No way, man.
You know. It's
because you can put it right from your phone right to the TV. So why?
You're practical.
I'm with you.
It's easier when you can just go.
I know. You just put it right up there and you're doing it and you're going.
We are old school. Our brains do not work the way these kids' brains work. Okay.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
They are completely different creatures.
As young as I am, I feel like I sometimes fall into the old school style
of
things where I'm just like, why? Like, I don't want to watch that tiny little screen. Yeah. Why would I do that?
Look at what the kids
I grew up with a time when, let me see here. Some people had a 12-inch TV, and all they wanted was the biggest TV they could get, right?
Alex.
Right, so now you get the 70-inch ginormous whatever TV, and now you're back watching it again on your little freaking phone?
Well, the kids never did it. That's the thing. The kids never did it.
The thing that gets me, too, is 100-plus years of trying to make the phone the best phone service in the world. And then we all start using this, and I got cut off from one guy today 3 times. I had 3 different calls to try to get a conversation done. It's like, come on, man. You haven't gained anything. You think you've gained all this stuff.
Walter, you are the past. The kids are the future.
This is, I had this conversation with my brother. This has replaced more items in your home than any other product ever has.
The watch, the Babyface is showing a watch.
It has killed the watch industry 100%.
Yep. They kill their own. It eats its own. They eat their own products. The Walkman, the
iPods are dead.
In-home television, entertainment, gaming centers, are struggling now to keep up. They have to innovate to beat these
This
things.
is why China wants that. That's why they want Huawei. That's why they're trying to leverage all of this stuff against nations and telling nations, hey, you want these supplies for this stuff that only we have? You got to agree to that 5G, baby.
Yeah, but they don't see that.
I know, Walter.
The Chinese are not the only people who can build highways in the Chinese.
I'm with you.
But they're willing to give it away to be able to spy on you.
Spying. Yeah, absolutely.
Because they know if they can listen to your conversations, they can get the technology that's real.
Yeah.
Building roads is 100-year-old technology. That doesn't matter. Fuck, that's ancient shit. But they want to know how your newest rocket's working, and they want to know how your newest whatever is working. So
I mean, but isn't that like what the crack dealer does? Isn't that what like a good crack dealer will move into the neighborhood and start giving out crack for free? Now, when everyone's a crackhead,
but
you're the king of the neighborhood.
Eventually he gets killed and some,
and somebody else takes his place.
Yeah, it's true.
That's
like if you ever saw The Lion King, that's called the circle of life.
I watched that whole thing on Highway Rick Ross, and that was pretty interesting.
Once again with China, it comes to a point where the Chinese people, they're not China of 20 years ago. They're not China of 50 years ago.
No.
They're China of now, and they see all this stuff, and they're not cheap. China's not the cheapest place to make stuff. So things change, like you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. So. But we have to. So here's the problem. So this is a problem to me. That the thing that's happened in America is that in order for you to really be able to out leverage someone on this, you have to be ahead of it. We're not ahead of it. So what I mean by being ahead of it, the kids that we're talking about, like my kids, being 19 and 20 years old, those kids have to already be prepped to go out and do things. But that hasn't happened in America, right? So if that hasn't happened here, we're not ready for that.
This kind of event like this is actually good for the children's.
You think so?
Because it makes them, a lot of them will see things differently now.
I think so, but here's what's happening with my kids. Now, they're on a completely different schedule. When I'm waking up, that's when they're about to go into sleep.
Wait till they get full-time jobs. Things will change.
Yeah, see, you're talking about people that don't have any responsibility.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah. Zero. That's like.
But they don't even see. Like sometimes I talk to them and I'm like, do you kids have any idea of what my life looked like when I was 16, 17, 18? And they're like, keep talking, boomer.
Okay, it's like they're not even... when nobody's paying their bills. And the reality really kicks. It's like the leftists, all these really proud leftists. They go out in the world for the first time, or mommy's not paying their bills, and all of a sudden, the government's supposed to take care of me. What's going on here? It's like, well, hey, that's life.
That's why I think you need a little sufferation. Like we all went through some kind of sufferation that made us.
Really a word?
Sufferation is a word.
Sufferation.
Go ahead, look it up.
Is that sufferation? You said sufferation?
Yeah.
Sufferation is a word, actually. Yeah. I thought it was a Hank word. It turns out it's a real word.
A Hank word.
But you have to suffer. But do you looking at this thing that happened here? We all, well, Babyface, you don't necessarily have kids, but you see people that are like younger than you, right? You're close to 30. Do you really see them looking at this all the way we look at it, or do you see them looking at it in a completely different light from us?
Who are you talking about? Younger than me?
Yeah. Like, let's say the 20-something-year-olds out there. How are they looking at this versus how we're looking at it?
Looking at what? What are we talking
like
about?
Like this crisis that's happening right now. Yeah. How are they looking at it versus...
Huh? The pandemic, I feel like the people younger than me are 100% on board. I hate to say the word sheep, but everybody I know is like, you got to stay at home. You got to make sure you wear your mask when you go out. Make sure you don't talk to anybody. Every single person I know is like that, and I just keep my mouth shut most of the time. But
yeah, what do you? Go ahead.
No, tell me what you're gonna say. Ask me what you're gonna ask.
Well, so I mean, I was gonna ask Ken if are you seeing that same thing, or how are you seeing young people reacting to this?
Yeah, my kids are those young people. Yeah, mm-hmm. And I see unemployment immediately. Because of the level of jobs that they have. They're in service jobs for the most part. One of my kids works with autistic kids, and so that's shut down because he can't be in contact with the kids. My daughter is a hairdresser. That's instantly shut down. So I see instant economic issues come along with it, and hardship, and initial fear, and but I do think I'm seeing it all over the place where everybody's starting to settle into this groove of, okay, I can manage this. It's not the panic, it's the I can manage this. I think we're probably about a week and a half away from people going, fuck this, I'm going to do what I want to do.
No, it's already starting to happen.
But I do think that people are figuring out that they don't have to be all over the place all the time. And a friend of mine, we talked about his kids. He's got a younger child, and I told him, that you're at the point in your life where every year you will see your child you'll communicate with your child 50% less than you do right now. Because school becomes a priority, and college, and then so take away 50% every year from this point of your life, and that's right around 12. Where it just starts to decrease by 50% every year after 12. And he like, oh my God. But that's changed now because even our kids are at home being homeschooled. People are eating at their kitchen table. It's changing it's changing what life was. Because they've watched every Netflix program. So they're actually talking and communicating now. And they're sitting at the table having dinner together. And that wasn't happening. We're a different society. So maybe this will reset us a little bit.
I hope so. I really hope so. I think for the last 20, 30 years, we've been moving towards a really scary dystopia where everybody speaks to each other through phone, like through text. We've been getting very much more and more separated. And as weird as it is, being that we are isolated now, I feel like we're more in contact with each other almost now than we were a year ago.
Or we appreciate each other a little bit better.
Or maybe that's what it is we appreciate the human contact that we aren't allowed to have right now.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead, Walt. I know you're bubbling.
No, I'm.
No, go ahead, say it.
Because my existence, aside from dining out and stuff, really hasn't changed very much in the last month. I've been at the shop every day. Like I think
things are a little different for you, right, Walter? You kind of live in Walter's world, in your own ecosystem.
Well, I only live a mile from my shop.
Yeah, so. Not in a bad way. Like, you are a family business. Everyone in the family works in the business. So you guys are going about like, this is everyday life for you guys, right?
And so technically we're an essential business, actually. But yeah, I don't work in a restaurant, or I don't work in like a hairdresser, for example. Everybody's like, Hank is, he won't take his hat off because his hair's growing out. That's pretty bad. And there's like it's a 2-foot long. There's like a 2-foot-long fro underneath that thing.
Yeah. My people need haircuts. Yeah.
But people like that, I could see, would really be hard up if they had no reserves, no plan, and maybe that'll make some of these people think that maybe being someone who's prepared, aka a little bit like a prepper, might not be something to make fun of as much. Because people always make fun of prep. Oh, you're crazy, man. Why you need all that stuff? Why you want to have a month's worth of food?
They need the warning, or kind of like the drill, right? Of going through this thing.
Maybe a wake up call for some folks.
Because this is not bad. I know there's people dying, but this is not actually bad. And for the most part, it's nice outside.
Today was, other than the rain, it got cool. It was pretty nice. Yeah.
There's not really super, like, other than this, like I said before, and the media and whatever trying to make this a big thing, which people on the face of this planet, I don't know if we looked it up before, but we've had like maybe 105 or 110,000 people die on the in the whole world that we could push back relate to this. that's probably what dies every day or every week or something like that.
The curve is right on top of each other. Yeah, I saw a stat on this the other day. You look at the curve of, millions of people die every year by for whatever reason. The curve is right where it's supposed to be. We haven't lost any more or any less than we're supposed to. Now, that doesn't mean that, some of the people who were supposed to die are staying at home and not catching pneumonia or getting SARS or whatever. This disease is taking over what is causing those deaths, but we are where we're supposed to be.
Yeah. The planet balances itself out. Go
ahead. And every day goes by, it seems like there's more evidence that the numbers are being cooked too. So the death numbers and all that stuff. I mean,
Now, Q James has a good point here that maybe we can get into this. He says this human contact is causing a spike in the divorce rate. People being around each other too much is taxing on some people's nerves. It's probably applies to some reading this.
No, I tell you, there are going to be a lot of babies named Corona.
In 9 months.
Corona.
In 9 months. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of babies in November.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of little Corona babies running around. Yeah.
But they're all...
The OBGYN guys are going to be awfully busy.
Yeah.
COVID and Corona is going to be popular.
Or Wuhan. There's going to be some Wuhan babies out there, too. There might be some Trump babies. Might be some babies getting named after you. Who knows, man? People are crazy when it comes to naming stuff. But then, at the same time, there are people who are now spending a lot of time with each other, realizing, I hate you. I do. If you don't actually get out of the house and go someplace.
Very few normal couples live together all the time. Where they're on, a lot of people work in 2 different jobs, and they go home, they come home, back and forth. They're not 24/7 or whatever, and I work with my wife, so
me too. I mean,
it's funny the days that I'm here, because for people that don't know that watch. I work from home all the time. The company I work for, entirely works from home for the last 5 years. So this isn't new to us. But the days that I'm here by myself, like the days that Marley's at the hospital, I'm bored out of my mind. I would much rather have her here, where I can just have random conversations throughout the day about what's going on, than sitting here in front of the computer all day by myself. Way better having her around.
I hope that more industries actually out of this make the preparations or even build up. We don't have the infrastructure really built up for this in America. We're kind of doing it ad hoc right now, but we really do need the infrastructure to do this more. I'm literally renting a space in Gainesville so I could have the internet access, because out in the country I don't have it. But what do you mean to do this more? So in other words, for people, not everyone, but for people to be able to work at home more. And to be able to make a living working from home. I think there's lots of opportunities the way the world's changing now to do that. The social media, the internet is a big example of that, I think people should look into ways where they have their own business. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. This is how you can have your own business. So, for example, you're a manufacturer, Walter. I can't work. I couldn't do legally. I can't do what I'm doing at home. Yeah. No, I know. But there are people who could. I work for you, right? I work for you, but I don't live in Safety Harbor. No. So there's more people that can do that kind of thing. Yeah, I think there's lots of opportunities out there for people to be able to do more things like this. Hopefully, people start seeing that and taking hold of it, and then figuring out how to have things to take control over what they do. Yeah, I mean, opens up some people's eyes. Yeah, or even the industry. I hope the firearms industry, which we're supposed to be talking about, because the firearms industry is traditionally way behind. Ken, I'm sure you're seeing that. You came from the car industry into the firearms industry. When you came into the firearms industry, did you look around and go, wow, look at this super high technology. These guys are advanced?
No. And it's in all phases of the firearms industry. I went from the magazine industry in the automobile industry to the magazine industry in firearms, and it is literally easily 15 years behind the rest of the world, as far as marketing, as far as, what you got, what the firearms guys are looking at with a Daniel Defense or a Glock and going, oh my God, that's so innovative. That's so cool the way they're doing this, has been being done, is still 5 years behind what's going on in, in the real world. But in a way, it's a good thing because I think that the automotive industry and other industries have gone too far. It's not a human industry anymore. It's all about, well, it is about humans, but it's humans as cattle. You're assigned a number. You become a type. You are a middle-aged man with a white, right, exactly. You're a middle-aged man with 2.5 children who makes this purchase on this day. The wife is the main influencer in the home. She is partial to the color bronze or white. That's why you see the colors that you see in cars.
My wife loves white cars, by the way.
Well, exactly. The man knows his business.
And dude, I'm telling you. And you look at men, and that's the thing, the car industry has become a numbers industry. You look at men who make those purchases. That's why you're not seeing this pushback on gas guzzling cars, because men aren't making those decisions in the home anymore anyway. It's the wife who's making those decisions, and they need to be cars that move the children around. So the wife says, when you go home, when you get ready to buy a car, Hank, you might be the exception. When you go home to buy a car and you go home and say, honey, what do you think about this car? And she says, it doesn't do this, and this. No.
Yeah. No, I get that from Lola. I just try to get Lola to get rid of the pickup truck, and she was like, no, Everybody needs a vehicle that everyone could get in, not a vehicle that you could drive around in by yourself.
and Lola is being practical.
Yeah.
I guess
you're not being practical. It's like
the gun industry is still an extremely family-owned business, small business person. There's not the money in this industry that people think there is. It is a lot tighter money-wise than people actually think it is. People
Net profit margins are not as high as people think.
Not even close. So it is way behind for a lot of reasons, and it's still a one person or a family-owned business making decisions for a company, and a lot of times they are so behind the times that they don't understand that they need to hire, the type of people they even need to hire. They go out and, a gun guy isn't always, automotive companies go out and hire engineers and mathematicians and statisticians, because they want to know what this line actually means and what these trends actually mean in social media. They have social media directors who are paying attention to the clicks, and why is this ad getting more clicks than this ad is getting, and then you got the accountant guy who's sitting there going, why am I paying this photographer to go out here and take this photo when I can build up this department over here, can change the entire atmosphere behind a photo, add this color to the car, tweak it slightly, change the rims on it when I want them changed, and save me money every time that happens. These are all bean counter decisions. These are not decisions made by passionate people. That's one of the reasons I love the gun industry, because it's still full of passionate people who make decisions because that's what I felt like I needed to do. And I'm an old school creative, and I always remember the car that I love is a '64 Mustang. And it's the '64 Mustang is cars are pieces of metal sitting on pieces of rubber, riding on flat concrete. There is absolutely zero that should be sexy about them. Okay. But what they do is they connect to a piece of our life, because I remember the first kiss in a car. I remember the car my dad had. I remember the smell of the car, that 65 or 64 Mustang when it went down the street, and I felt my dad's hand tighten up as he was holding my hand. And we're both looking there, and we hear this car go down, and we're both looking at it, and he looks down at me and goes, cool, huh? And I look up and go, yeah, because that's why the '64 Mustang means something to me. That's why different guns mean something to people, because it's the gun their father handed down to them, or the first hunting trip they went on. Inanimate objects mean nothing. People move inanimate objects. And if we can touch those people and convince them that that means something to you, then we can move product.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone could put that better.
I think it's 9 o'clock. I think we just need to end right there. That was too perfect.
Yeah. Go ahead, Walt. What are you going to say?
Yeah, and that's why the corporate, the Freedom Group and all that stuff doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Because you took a company like DPMS, for example, that I would see like at Knob Creek, and they had faces to the company, and all of a sudden it gets gobbled up and they're not there anymore because that doesn't matter to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
It's all about the shekels. So, I mean, it's
I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of this, and obviously we want to wrap it up here, but I think that's the beauty of something like this, right? Folks can come connect to someone like Ken they never met before, maybe they didn't know, that represents this company, and go, wow, that can change someone's mind wherever they're at. Like everyone, if you say Century Arms, for example, or if you say Safety Harbor Firearms, or you say Glock, or any company out there to someone, they're going to have an image, and this is the, like, I mean, I don't want to change what you said, but I think this is the opportunity to be able to take control of what goes out there to people and how they feel about something. And it's when you're actually talking to them about why you're building this thing, how you're building it, what is it that influenced you, where's the passion behind it. And then if that catches fire with them too, they're like, hey, I got to own a piece of that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah. Okay, so listen, we should probably wrap it up here. I'm going to start with Babyface P, and we'll let everyone here tell the folks out there who are watching. By the way, guys, smash the thumbs ups. We've got a couple of minutes. We're still here. If you can, smash the thumbs ups. Patrick, how can the folks out there support you?
YouTube.com/babyfaceP. We just hit 3,000 subscribers, and we are going to continue pushing along to wherever we land.
3 million, right around the corner.
Hey, man, if I could hit 3 million, yes. I don't know what I would do with myself.
I know what you could do. I could definitely help you.
I could buy a car off of my back, right?
If you hit 3 million, I'm hiring Babyface P.
That's right. We're going to fire but no, we're chugging right along. It took me 2 or 3 months to go from 2,000 to 3,000. So we're chugging along pretty nicely.
Yeah.
But yeah, content every Monday. If you guys want to go see it, again, youtube.com/babyfaceP. I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir. Everybody out there probably has seen me.
Yeah. So, Walter, what about you? How can the folks out there keep up with your shenanigans?
Yep, and my craziness. Yeah, you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram, Safety Harbor Firearms. Also, there's safetyharborfirearms.com. There's also some stuff over on Gunstreamer, Safety Harbor Firearms, and over on Mines.
Yeah, Sten Parts. Let's not forget Sten Parts.
Don't forget about Sten Parts. I've been doing Sten Parts since 1999. Yeah. And people have been at home with this COVID virus. They've been building stuff, man, because they've been buying parts.
So Sten guns have been getting built.
The Sten gun. No, they're building projects.
Oh, okay, right.
This is leave it at that. It's like wintertime. In the wintertime, our business goes up because people are at home and they're doing stuff in the basement. Mm-hmm. Same thing happened with this virus thing. They're sitting at home going, "What am I going to do?"
Yeah, people.
They bust out the parts kit and they start. The brain starts going. Which is good, so
absolutely.
So stenparts.com too. Yep.
Okay, awesome, Ken. There's lots of people out here thanking you for coming on the show. I think you're an awesome guest, man. Hopefully you'll come back on again.
I appreciate it. Always there, man. Always there. Just let me know.
Yeah, bless us, grace us with the wisdom. We would love to have that.
I'm fortunate to be hanging out with you guys. I appreciate the offer. Thanks for having me on. Even after Lola destroyed me, I appreciate it.
No, it was a good video. So how can the folks out, if anyone wants to follow up with you guys or communicate with you, what's the best way? What's the best social media or way to get in touch with you all?
We are all over social media. The best 2 social media platforms for us are Facebook. You can reach us at Century Arms. We're at Century Arms on Facebook, at Century Arms on Instagram, and we are at US Palm on both platforms, and we are at Canic USA on both platforms. So check us out all over there, and we pay attention to it. I pay great attention to our social media. Myself and Adam spend a lot of time on it. A lot of times, if you're communicating with anybody, you're communicating with either myself or Adam on our social media. So
awesome.
Please reach out. We'll put product out there. We're working hard to do a much better job of reposting and tagging people on their product on the photos they put out there. So please give us a shout out. We love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot who it was, but we're expecting a picture from someone out there with 12 Canics.
I think it was the range.
Wow. Was it the range? Yeah. We're expecting to see that picture go.
Keep an eye out for that one.
Yes. Tag us all if you're still hearing it. I'm going to remind everyone, look, you can get these on hankstrange.com. There's a way that you could get yourself the Hank Strange broadcast patch right there. And we've got some other patches going to be coming through. So go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list, subscribe to that. We'll have lots of different things going on through there. I want to thank everyone for coming on. Thanks to Ken from Century Arms. Thanks to Babyface P, Walter, also for being here. Thanks to all you guys. We're not going to be here the rest of the week. We're taking Thursday and Friday off. We got a bunch of stuff that I have to take care of and get done. We'll be back next Monday. And, of course, we'll have some awesome people coming through Monday to see everyone. Let me, everyone stay right there. Let me hit the button to roll the end credits here on the show. Make sure you guys subscribe, smash the thumbs up, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live, of course. You can find us on audio. We rip out the audio here. It goes on iTunes, Podbean, all the places you get your podcasts. Any final words from the folks out there? Any words? Walter, Babyface, Ken?
Good night.
Yes.
Yes, and
absolutely.
Stay cool and free. Stay cool. Bye.
Yeah, see you guys. We're out of here. Peace.